Had a fight with the Grey Wolf barbarian tribe.
Oh, yeah, we kicked their ass.
Which seems to be, seeded with werewolves and stuff. You guys did beat them, rallied your group, and were able to bring them down. And not just D&D terms, just the D&D combat. They are bloodthirsty. They will fight down to the last man if they don't like intruders, don't like giants, just whatever.
Don't like beer either, obviously.
Well,
for beer, and they attacked us.
He's just gonna kill you and then drink it out of your emptied skull afterwards. So you guys have been traveling. I said there's kind of like traveling along a river. It doesn't take long when you guys like connect to a road. Eventually that road will lead you to Everland. When you guys approach Everland, it is a circular walled city that spans a river. It has gleaming white stone walls, and you could see like the peaks of spires and roofs over top of the walls and colorful banners. It's very much a storybook type type medieval city, like the gleaming white walls, the tall spires, and the banners. It very much looks like out of a storybook. Of course, there is some traffic. Before you guys get like too close, you guys are walking with like Warvel, your dwarf, Gobble, your goblin, and Harstag, the giant. When you guys are walking there, some people, like one of the first groups that you guys like encounter, sees Harstag and they just like flee in panic. Harstag at that point, he stops and he looks a little kind of forlorn, and he says, How do I get in there without causing a panic?
Okay. I don't think
And you
can.
see, he kind of looks kind of like, oh, kind of.
Maybe we could go in there first and talk to people to allow you in without causing panic.
He nods.
Maybe work out like, hello, this is our friend, and he's just one lone frost giant, so there's nothing really to fear about one lone frost giant.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps your reputation
He
is
says,
known that, well, then again, that might not work either.
I could head off the road so I don't disturb anyone else. And I can wait for you to contact me.
Well, we could do that, or we could kind of tie your hands and lead you in like you were a servant or a slave or a POW that we picked up.
He raises an eyebrow, a little dubious.
Ooh, the Wookiee trick. The
Yeah.
Wookiee prisoner trick.
Fuck, I'm watching. I started them again. I'm already on Jedi again.
Okay. What'd you start with?
Uh,
Episode 1?
chronological.
So you started with episode 1.
No, like release chronology.
Oh, okay. So A New Hope,
Yeah.
Empire, Jedi. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to watch it in, timeline.
Timeline. Yeah, I know, and I just can't bring myself to do it. I don't know why. I always think I'm gonna, but I think I just like the old ones, so I watch them first.
Okay, I do like the old ones too. That would be 1, 2, 3, Solo, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about where TV shows and such like that would fit in.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
But he's willing to do that to just wait out here somewhere.
Would you prefer to just wait out here and see if we can arrange for you to safely enter without freaking people out? Or you want to try the Wookiee prisoner trick?
I don't know if the Wookiee prisoner would. He's like, what kind of, like you guys would need serious chainage and shit. Like a hemp rope ain't gonna do it on a giant, I don't think. I can't see it. He probably did. What?
I was going to say, with the reputation of the giant slayers of Brenshander and such, we're just carrying one of our trophies along with us.
What trophy?
The giant.
Oh, okay.
If you do the Wookiee thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know how a hemp rope. That's just not even believable. May as well tie him up with a licorice.
Put chain in the wagon. So
I was thinking something a little that would be ease, not maim his wrist, but yet and allow him to come out of it fairly easy if needed. But
could anyone make me smaller?
Do what?
Nope.
Do what?
Make them smaller.
Not that
Carl will look at it and study, and he'll say, I don't think I got enough stuff in my disguise kit for that.
T-
Maybe
just
I can disguise you as a great grizzly bear, and that you're our pet, and lead you in with the rope.
Somehow I think they're not going to believe that.
they're like, wow, look, a 22-foot tall grizzly bear. That's nothing to be worried about.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to help. I mean, they're going to be like,
No.
ah, no, it's a 22-foot tall grizzly bear, run.
Well, that's what Garl's suggestion there. He says, that's all I can do with my disguise kit is something that would be sort of like that.
You could contour him. You could just like color him like the background and then just contour like a normal person, like on his leg or something.
That would work if he never moved from one spot.
Yeah. Or if it was a cartoon.
Now, if someone had the invisible spell, you could make him invisible.
Wow.
But I don't have that.
Wow. As they're talking, that would be cool, man. I'm sorry, but would that be kind of freaky, an invisible giant?
Boom, boom.
Yep.
boom.
Like,
That'll probably scare them even more.
Oh, wow. They'd definitely be weirded out.
Well, if they
like something giant would be trippy, and something invisible would be trippy. So like something invisible and giant, that'd be like, oh my god, that'd be like.
well, they wouldn't know what it is.
No, that's exactly.
Unless they saw it. If there's trembling, they might think that it's the a slight earthquakes or something.
Dust coming up from his footprints, something.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like in reality. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Garl would, if we had that ability, Garl would say, I'd walk in front of them and I'd stomp my feet, and they would think that it was coming from me, Garl the Slayer. But whatever he thinks best for
Or
him.
He could just hang out here in the woods, and we'll just go in and try to advocate towards the guards or whoever runs the city to allow him in, and then I can send them a message. I got that sending thing. Yeah. How about that? We just like, hey, is it okay if he comes in?
We can try.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what's his view on it?
No, he's fine with that because he doesn't want to go into a town and cause all that fucking panic and stuff first. He'd way rather have you guys go in and advocate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says he'll do that. He says if you can contact him with the sending or whatever, that'd be great because he's just gonna head off the road and stay out of sight.
Yeah.
Let's roll die 20s just to see what the weather is like. It keeps changing in my mind. So let's get the first one here to find out what the temperature is.
How about a 1?
Okay, it's like typical weather, but even on a 1, I'll just say it's nice. It's like perfect temperature wise.
Okay.
On the wind side of things, let's check it out. Another die 20, please.
Turn dice.
Yeah, another die 20.
11.
Ugh. Nice and calm. One more for precipitation, please.
And precipitation 12.
Gorgeous day out then.
Isn't it?
So the roads, Harshtag will just kind of take off into like the wilderness off to the side off the road. Like the forest isn't like, I mean, like, let's put it this way, it isn't forest. It's mostly like rolling hills along the river. There's copses of trees here and there. Uh, the road you guys are on is a very nice road. Like, it's not just a wagon trail. In fact, sections of it, as you guys have been walking, are paved and stuff. As you guys approach, you can see more and more traffic. Although the traffic doesn't quite seem to be as high as you would think. As you guys enter the city, you can see that there are several roads coming from different directions into different gates. It looks like you guys are entering one of just several gates. This city spans the river. The gates are manned with guards, but they're not stopping people, harassing people. They're just, looks like they're just having, they're a casual group here, casual group here. Like, they got like long pole arms. You could hear the bustle of the town as you guys enter the walls. Inside,
Are there gates or anything? Is it?
yeah,
Or,
but they're open.
okay.
Yeah. Like I said, there's like several entry points, it looks like.
Now
From-
what are the gates made of?
Typical. They're like wood and iron bands.
Okay, and the rest of the walls are
Are
rock.
gleaming white stone.
Okay.
How tall?
Yeah.
How tall
Everland looks like a very nice, tidy city.
Okay.
People look like, your first impression when you come in, people look like they're dressed quite well off. Also, it doesn't take long to notice that like the main features of the city are, of course, where the river passes through. There's 3 bridges, and across the river, you could see that like there's like towers and spires and shit all over, but there's one across the river that uh it's like a keep, and it almost looks out of place because everything is like gleaming in white and tall thin spires and bright banners and flags and cobblestone streets, and this one building across the river, there's 4 towers connected with walls and a roof. So it's just like a cube with like towers on each corner.
Okay.
And it's black. There's so much white stone around here, and then all of a sudden there's just this black edifice you can see across the river. And it's nicely built. It doesn't look like necessarily menacing or anything. It just looks different. Everybody can roll and like intelligence history.
yeah.
I come from the College of Law. Does that mean I still have to roll?
Oh, well, you can, but you you can. I'm giving you a bonus in my head, so I just want to know everybody's numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Garl got a 16.
Hey, not bad, girl. I got a 3.
Yeah.
I must have
Dang
been drunk
it.
that day in history class.
Well, at least I got the bad roll out now.
What'd you roll?
Got a 4. 4.
Okay. You, Silence, you know of it more in uh general terms of Everland that Everland was like part of the Lord's Alliance, which is like all the city states and colonies throughout the Sword Coast in the north that have like aligned together. Waterdeep, where you're from, being the main keystone to the alliance, to the Lord's Alliance, and so that's why you know you know that Everland recently left the Lord's Alliance because of the War of the Silver Marches. That oh no, I blanked on what it's called, but there was like Sundabar, Dwarven City wasn't like really supported, didn't get the support from the Lord's Alliance, and during the Silver Marches it kind of got destroyed, and as like to kind of in protest against that, to show allegiance to the people of Sundabar and yada yada politics, uh, Everland left the Lord's Alliance as well. Uh, you even like one of the ruling noble family in Everland originally has ties originally with Waterdeep, but when it comes to that, that's all speculation and conjecture and rumor. You could think of 1,000 things. Like, you know, they left because, they were running for their lives, or they left because, there was like a blood inheritance, or they left because like there was an affair, or they left because, there's like just 1,000 reasons. Right? There's just always been. But you do know that they are like originally family with ties to Waterdeep. But when it comes to this castle, you're not really 100% sure what it is. Clearly, it looks somehow significant that it looks somehow different. Garl, on the other
Yes.
hand, Garl, on the other hand, you've heard of it even before. Even before it was recommended that you guys come here. Or go there if you're ever passing through Everland. Uh, the name of the place isn't a secret. In fact, it's actually somewhat of a famous place because it's one of the few open bases, if you want to call it that, open headquarters of uh, the Harpers.
Oh, okay.
And because the Harpers do like consist of like a lot of Rangers and uh, and such. They're basically like a chaotic good faction almost, which to me is a very Ranger alliance or alignment. But you know that this place is called Moon Gleam Tower because moon gleam, the moon in the sky,
Okay. And
and that that is where you guys are supposed to go talk to this fellow, because after all,
Well, should we talk to like as soon as we enter, like find a guard or something to ask him if dude can come in?
well, we can, or we could. Garl would turn to Nicodemus and say, "We can always ask the sergeant and the guard, because the 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 guard at the gate may not have the."
Yeah, he's not going to have the authority. I agree
Yeah.
with that. But hey, we could just like any guard at the gate, like, hello, sir. Where's your captain? Who's in control of security for this city?
oh no, I have no clue.
That guy, Captain. What's his name?
Yeah,
Okay.
he just says some bureaucrat sounding name, and
Yeah, Captain, whatever the fuck his name is.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Will you be located there at the captain's quarters? Yes, he'd be at the captain's quarters in that direction. Yada yada. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, there'd be an administrative part of town somewhere. Yeah.
Let's see here.
And just FYI, sir, if you
Mhm.
hear reports about a giant lurking around outside your city walls, fear not.
That he kind of
Do you use a
does
close?
like a double take.
You ever heard of Force Grave?
Sure. Yeah. He's
Yeah,
like, didn't they like wreck something in Waterdeep?
It's just like you people. It's like, how superheroes get banned. They go and they save the city, and you're just worried about the little bit of destruction that got caused while not realizing how much worse things would have been if they weren't there to save the day from the evildoers.
Hmm.
It's like, I'm just saying, how would you feel if your city were being assaulted and you ended up throwing running out of arrows or what have you, you picked up a barrel and you threw it down upon some orcs trying to climb up, and then next thing you know, people are like, "Oh my god, you broke my barrel!" You're like, "Yeah, well, your throats weren't slit by attacking orcs either."
Which gate are we at?
I haven't finished my ethics course.
My bad.
I don't know. There's 5 gates from 5 different roads entering the city.
We're at the one.
You guys would be one of the in my mind it's like the southwestern one.
Yeah.
Southwest. Okay, the downriver gate then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Because I got the map up, Sharon.
Yeah. It dawned on me when. Yeah. Yeah, I pictured the southwestern gate, and I don't know. He's just. I got better things to do than to like.
Well, just don't assault it, okay? Raise an alarm. We'll be back shortly. And let us make our way to the administrative headquarters of the place and talk to Captain Jerkoff.
Oh, remind them that if they want to stay in favor with them, to feed them a roasted pumpkin every once in a while.
Oh,
when he
yeah,
gets
yeah.
hungry.
Yeah, if you see some rustling in those woods, you may want to chuck a pumpkin with your catapult. Nice and roasted first. He likes that. All right. Now, Silence. You are the face of this group. If you could, try to persuade Captain Jerkoff to allow for Harshnag again, would be much appreciated.
I'm just looking.
I'm the
I'm just
face.
looking. They actually might even send you just to Moongleam Tower.
Sounds legit to me. Like who runs the town?
Well,
Gar will look at
it's
you and
not.
say, "It's the gnomes that run all the towns."
Yes,
Okay,
well, we all know that.
who's the official face though of the?
Probably one of those tallies, like a human or something, or those
Most likely.
eared elves. They like to be the faces. They never respect us small folk.
No, they think their ears are too grand.
Yeah, and like you can see how like the streets like
And
radiate like spokes.
and by the way, Garl, when we come on in and we start talking to the guards and whatnot and looking around, how is the populace and the guards actually reacting to our party? Because we all
we have
not a standard fare.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a gnome, a satyr, and a tiefling.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I suppose Mad Eye's with us.
Oh, we got dwarves, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't we? Or did they hang out with
How about Gobbo? Gobbo with us?
oh shoot.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like got his hood up and stuff like that, and he's staying low key. So they're, I don't know. No one has like he's not causing mayhem. So especially him and Warvel. Warvel doesn't. That's the thing. Wherever you guys go, you guys have these two cloaked figures just acting all sullen and you know.
But they don't seem to be looking harshly at us as far as the guards and the townspeople as we come on in. And the reason why Garl is looking for that is it's going to give them an indicator of possibly how well their offer may be received.
So I'm sorry, Charles. I missed that.
Just Garl is looking about at the guards and whatever populace that are around there
Mm-hmm.
at the time, seeing, trying to discern what their reactions are to us, because he's going to take that and try to weigh it as a measure of how possibly receptive the offer that we're going to try might be received.
It's like a very mercantile city.
Okay.
So
Because if they were giving us nasty, lowly looks, then Gar would think, oh, we got a mountain to climb here to get it over. If they were giving us neutral kind of looks, like, oh, some other travelers or whatever, then Gar would feel that we have a, a better sense of or possibility of success with it.
yeah, well, that's. For the most part, neutral, but yeah, like a lot of curiosity because it is like, oh look, there's a bunch of adventurers, or they're dirty, and then it's like, oh look, one of them is a fawn, one's a snurverblin, one's like tiefling, and two of them are like, you know, cloaked and huddled, and I like, you guys just would be like draw attention, but nothing like. I mean, of course, there's always some
Second
snobs
going,
who are,
what
there's
the
always
fuck?
some snobs who are gonna turn their nose up or cross the street or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's a mercantile city in the north, so no, it's not like. I mean, get people of all sorts through here, I would assume. Um, do you guys eventually get to the the bureaucratic headquarters of the guard? And there are a couple guards on like ceremonial posts outside this, again, nice white stone bureaucratic building. Clearly bureaucratic looking building, right? It's either a government building or a library or whatever. And you guys approach, and he says, one of the guards says, well met. He says stiffly, still staying at attention.
Carl will turn and look up at the silence, waiting to see if there's a response.
Well, so anyway, how do you feel about? Do you have any like orc friends, or you heard of Dritz?
There's just a guard at the outside at the entryway, right?
Oh, at the entryway? All right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
I'll
just
put that right back there then.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was. All right.
no, like in the city, like, but at the entryway of the building, right? Like,
Oh, okay.
I mean, like the.
I'll put it kind of back there then. Figure one of those buildings, maybe.
Like, he just said, well met, so you guys can like either talk to him or you guys can go in, or.
Yeah. Hey, dude, what's up? And just see, can we walk by? I mean, they're going like,
yeah. He's just like I said. He's at a ceremonial post, just standing by the doors, like just.
Actually, like, hey, how's things been going around here anyway? I'm just kind of walking out, just kind of stop and be like, hey, man, well, how are things going around here? Y'all had any giant problems?
He says. He nods. He says, "Yeah, there's been giant activity all over."
Like here in town, though. I mean, have you all been assaulted?
Well, Everland is pretty safe. It's very nicely walled and stuff like that. Nothing,
No, you're safe now.
nothing as of yet. But we have had lots of refugees pass through. Stories from merchants, mercenaries passing. Yeah, he's like, even just news, word from just whatever. Yeah.
Well, you're definitely safe now that we're here. So, it's big man in.
He just looks. Looks it stiff at like ceremonial attention.
Carl will say, let your commander know that the heroes of Brashander are here to save the day.
He says, the keeper of the bridges is on duty. She should be here.
She? Ooh.
He nods.
And Garl twists his lower jaw thoughtfully and and you start seeing his brow furrow a bit as the cogs inside his mealy little brain starts to working.
Because I actually found it. It was in there. When you guys were given a name, it was like Commander Shang.
Cool.
And he says, and he nods, he says, Commander Kathira Shang. She should be on duty. She's usually in her office at this time.
Excellent, thanks. Which one's her office? That one.
Go in
Got
and
it.
ask. It's like an administrative building. Like, you go in, it's like a big open foyer, right? There are like clerks and stuff. You know, you can see like having like quiet discussions and stuff like that. A few other like merchants at like, you know, a wicket window here and there or a desk. It doesn't take long when a young man comes up to you and he's like, and he's just dressed in like, like a, tunic and pants and stuff like that, but very nice, well dressed. But he does look like he's like administrative. The way he's dressed gives the impression of just it's basically work clothes. And
Did you say Borg? Borg clothes?
Work.
Borg. Okay. So not resistance is futile. Borg.
No.
Borg.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Garl will say, let your commander know that the heroes of Roshander are here to lend a hand and save the day, and we need to have a conference.
He says, I'll go see her. She's busy. He says, I'll be right with you. And he takes off.
Make it quick, you tall man thing, beastie, boyo.
You can see him just like leave through one of like the doorways to a hallway.
And
Garl, couple of minutes. Oh, what?
Garl will look back at Silence and shrug his shoulders and arms. I thought you were going to do the talking.
It only takes like a couple of minutes when he returns. And like you can see him come around the corner, and he's like with a woman that is like only like comes up to like the guy's elbow. So she's taller than the gnome, but it honestly even looks like Warvel might be taller than her. And she is human. In fact, as her name would apply, she approaches. Her name is Kathira Shang. She is Shao. She is Asian. She's D&D Asian.
Okay.
She is Shao.
My mom's 4'10". Just like to point that out.
Yeah, exactly, Michael.
That's freaking short.
Yeah. She's one of those, right?
Garl will look at her and say, you're a long drink of water.
She has a short haircut. It's scale mail armor. She has a sword on her belt that has like a curved blade.
Okay.
She says, I am keeper of the bridges here in Everland. She says, I am Kathira Shang. And she gives like a half bow. She says, I'm told that you wish to speak to me of something.
Silence. Do your convincing.
Ooh, suddenly I'm the head.
Yes.
Ay, ay, ay. It's always a difficult bit where you just shove in the most skilled person. Okay. I know my strongest suit is charisma, but I'm not seducing them.
You have persuasion, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
You got charm person, right? Or suggestion for spells?
I do have charm person.
I don't think I have charm person, no, but I do have persuasion.
I
Okay.
I
do.
think I have it as one of my proficiencies.
Cool.
Nope, I have deception and performance.
Oh, shit.
I also have
Perform-
intimidation if things go south.
Performance might work.
I have persuasion.
And
Okay, start
as
from the top. What exactly do we want here?
We want to get Harshnag permission to walk around the city.
I got that.
All right.
I'm not in agreement with the idea.
with
Right.
us. But
Other
as we're going through this, Garl, to try to divert the attention off of our speaker and our clergyman and our dark cloaked individuals, will ask the
You can tell.
commander, the commander of the bridges, did you drop something? Can I help you find it? Because of her bow looking down, that's how he's going to interpret.
Oh, she doesn't even
that.
give that deep of a bow at all.
Okay.
But she, you see that she's like, she has actually been giving side eye towards Gobbo and Warville as they're like, they're trying to stay like, whatever the word is, like kind of not incognito, but just trying to be like nonchalant, right? Trying to be like, just blend. She clearly has noticed them. She hasn't said anything, but you could just tell that she has, like, as her eyes have scanned each and all of you, her sharp gaze does fall upon them as well. And she says, I do not have all day. I have much work to do. What is it you want to speak with me about? And her eyebrow goes up a little bit. And her short hair cut.
Oh, first off, take out the little robot dog.
I'm not the one with a robot dog.
Well, I don't care who has it because it was something that Ryan had absconded and then left with Far Eye. So
we don't have the robot dog anymore.
Well, no, I said just someone, just anyone could have it because it was Far Eye who was like carrying her out. But I'm not going to say you guys don't have it.
Let's wind her up, take it out of the bag.
Doesn't matter.
And
it could just exactly. You just be the bag of holding.
I could have put my 10-foot.
Okay, well, she's just very interesting, and her eyebrow goes up a little bit more. She's kind of like, you can tell it's like, what's your point? It doesn't ring a bell with her or anything. It doesn't have.
Well, it's just kind of interesting. I thought it was cool, but
well, We were currently looking at the logistics of our giant friend coming into the
Giant
town.
friends coming.
Yes.
Is this a
Just
warning
one,
of
not...
an attack?
No.
Please
I didn't say
explain.
giants. I said
Please
giant.
explain.
Singular.
Just takes one.
Yes. Well, on our travels, we came across something at first we couldn't quite understand, but then realized was a great boon. You see, on our travels, we met with a frost giant. His name's Harshnag, and as we are the giant killers of Renchanda, and we've dealt with quite a few other frost giants, we thought, oh no, usual trouble. But to keep long story short, this giant has some very serious beef with other giants. In short, he just has no interest in harming the little people, as the giants usually say, and he's more interested in breaking in the skulls of giants that do harm little people. So we were just wondering if it is at all possible if our friend could wander into the town. He doesn't have.
And what is your business here in Everland?
We're here to see the wizard.
Ah, the
Wonderful
wonderful
wizard
wizard of
Everland.
Everland.
Yes.
The one in the tower.
The maker of this dog sent us here to see him. I thought maybe seeing it would let you know that we are acquaintance with friends of him, but apparently you're not that tight with the wizard as we are.
Now, what the hell was his name? Fuck, you think they could put like that all in the one spot, eh?
Yeah. The dwarf up in the pass of the
No, not him. I know who that is. That's
yeah, we got that in the pass of the spine of the world.
yeah. That was like a gnome. What was his name?
You
Like
know?
Flip or something. It was like
Okay.
yeah. He was a rock gnome.
Okay, yeah.
Rock gnome. Rock gnome.
Yeah, that guy. I'm horrible with names. I should really write. Like
I'm terrible with names too, and like I said, then in the module they put them. They're all over the place. They don't put them all in one spot, eh?
Yeah.
Moongleam Tower.
Let's see here. I'll get back to that.
Oh my god.
Overlay has started screen share. System dialog. System dialog.
She says, you must speak of Crowan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
that's the
says
ticket.
he is the resident archmage of Moongleam Tower.
Yeah. So we're here to see him to see if he can help us on our quest to end all this giant stuff. Because not only are we the mere heroes of Bryn Shander, I, personally myself, am the slayer of Tufi, Queen of the Frost Giants. We have also defeated Frost Giant raiding parties at Fireshear and another one at someplace else. And we also
haven't Garl jump in there and say, haven't you heard the ballad about us and our grand deeds and stuff?
I apologize, but your reputation does not yet precede you.
And then
you travel.
She says, I have heard news of attacks of all over. She says, my concern has been for the security of Everland. She says, but, she says, this now makes much more sense. She says, if you want, if you are here to visit, to speak with Crowan at Moogleeb Tower, she says, I shall escort you there myself, and perhaps together we can solve your problem.
And Garl will take his hand and point to and point it in the direction of silence and like to say, sing her the ballad of our grand deeds. You're a bard. She'll believe you.
Yes, but it'll depend if she wants to hear it or not.
She says, perhaps I would mind hearing a refrain as we walk.
All right.
Anyway, can Harshnag come in?
I'm not fully on board with that idea, but okay if you insist.
Well, she was going to escort you to Moongleam Tower and then discuss it with.
Okay, all right.
I figured that would be the easiest because she's got nothing to do with any of it.
Well, okay.
She says, Crowan is the one you want to talk to. Let's go talk to Crowan. Because if it's at the Moongleam Tower, she's not going to let a giant in until. You can sing her the little ditty or whatever as you guys walk. You follow one of the main radial roads to one of the bridges. The bridges are stone and well constructed. The broad river below. Even compared to Waterdeep, it's like a very different looking city. I said, I keep on saying, much more storybook. Like, the black stone of Moongleam Tower really contrasts with the other buildings. When you cross the bridge and you get onto like the campus of the keep, you could see that there is a moat that is currently empty. However, even as you go by, you can see that there's like it looks like that there's a series of like canals and cisterns and stuff like that that connect to the river. So it looks like it could be flooded in no time. The massive drawbridge is lowered.
Awesome.
Doors are open, portcullis is up. There is like foot traffic in and out. She says it's basically like university slash research center slash library slash museum, right? It's an arcane, whatever you'd want to call it.
University.
I'm not going back. Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys go in eventually. You go in and she says, to someone, she like says like she asks for Crowan, and of course, they know who she is. She's like keeper of the bridges here. She commands a lot of respect. Everyone seems to know her, even They just point her to the direction, like, "Oh, madam, she's sir, madam, whatever. She's over there, or he's over there." And it doesn't take long when, especially with her guidance, because they just tell her where he is. She just goes there. No waiting around. No sitting in waiting rooms. She just goes directly to him. Eventually, she takes you guys up, uh, uh, up some big wide stairs. There's, again, there's people here and there. A lot of them, uh, somehow, rather than looking bureaucratic, somehow, although they're bureaucratic, they look somehow kind of uh, wizardly. A lot of the people, not quite Hogwarts, but almost, right? Uh, Takes you up these broad stairs, takes you up to like second floor, you go a ways, checks in another room. No, he's over here, right? Okay, or he went over there. And then and like massive hallways with carpets, and there's statues, and there's paintings, and there's tapestries, and there's plants, and there's uh braziers and sconces with torches and lanterns and wooden desks and sideboards and doors and brass door handles and chandeliers. Eventually takes you to a room. You walk in these open doors. You get the impression of it being a library just from the some of the leather-bound, overstuffed chairs and big wooden tables. When you walk in, you can see there's a middle-aged man sitting at a table with his head down, reading a tome at a
Now
table.
take out the robot dog.
Okay. There are other people like walking around here and there doing things. You can see there's some clerks walking by quite swiftly, whether they're putting other things on shelves. But you come into this library area, and you can see that the man, as he's like reading a book, he's also casually petting a cat that's laying on the armrest of the chair. And when you then notice that, like, he doesn't look up until like the cat notices you first, and that's when you realize it's not just a cat, but it actually has like feathered wings like a bird. And when it sees you guys, it looks at you guys, gives you guys that weird cat, just all of a sudden like, oh no! It gets like the huge round eyes, and then it just leaps up and flies away. And that's when he kind of comes out of his reverie of reading. When the cat leaves, and he kind of looks up, and he sees you all approaching, and he recognizes the keeper of the bridges, and he kind of comes to it. And he slides his chair out back, and he stands up, and he says, "Well, again, Kathira." And she stops, and they kind of give like a shallow bow to one another and smile. And she says, "These adventurers have come to me. They say that they have entered Everland to speak to you, but they have a dilemma with one of their adventurer companions."
Friends. Friends.
"Very well. Friend." And he's like, "Oh." Well, and he looks at you all and he says, "Well met, everyone." He says, I just fucking forgot his name. Quran or something.
Yeah.
I'm so bad for names. I used to do so bad in school. As soon as it came to names, I was like, oh no. And he was like a king or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, um, And you can see like he's like in nice midnight blue robes. He looks more than looks. He's like a short haircut, salt and pepper hair, uh, nice jaw. Looks like, although he's a wizard, he looks like he's kind of athletic. He's not. He's not doughy. He's not scrawny. Like he looks. He's got like a swimmer's physique. Looks like he still plays squash, right? Like he's.
Squash.
Um. And he says, "Please, please." He's like, "Sit, sit." He's like, "I can get refreshments brought here if you need." He's like, "What is it? What is it you would like to speak to me of?" And you can see like even like if you guys are gonna sit down at like this big table, like I said, it is a library, but you know
There's a
he's
library table.
yeah, but it's big, dark wood, shiny dark wood. Uh, Chairs are comfy, especially you guys have been like on the road. This is like, and you guys are dirty and everything, but he doesn't seem to like get uptight about it or anything. Uh, Someone actually does bring a jug of water and uh, some wooden cups quickly. Like, you guys aren't even all done sitting down yet when someone brings water. Um, and he says, "And a tea for Commander Shang." And she too sits. Her feet dangle in the chairs, just like Gobbles and Garls and Warvels. Uh, Warvel, as always, looks kind of uneasy. Gobbo looks like he's so overwhelmed that like his brain has become overwhelmed and looks like his brain has shut down and he's almost oblivious to the situation. It almost looks like he's sleepwalking. Uh, I don't know if you understand what I mean, but it does looks like his brain is just so overwhelmed by this whole experience that he
Being in a wizard's tower? What?
just yeah, well, he was just a goblin being abused by giants a few days ago, and now he's like,
Now he's at a meeting at a wizard's tower in Everland.
yeah,
Wow.
it's just like culture, such a culture shock to him that he just um. Once you're all seated again, he says, "What? So
Well, our giant friend Harshnag. You've heard of Force Grey, correct? And I'll wind up the little doggy and set it down on the table and have it run around.
um." He smiles, like with more than like pleasure. You can also see like the recognition as he like reaches and picks it up and
Oh yes,
admires his
sort of our.
handiwork.
Yeah, we were just coming from Bryn Shander after defeating a frost giant invasion there, and I personally killed Troopy when we came across this, and it was in the pass of the Spine of the World Mountains, and the Great Gnome I've already forgot his name. Blinken. I don't know.
Yeah,
Look
Yes,
at
that's
him.
it was honestly, I think it was like Flip or something. Like it was a weird name. It was.
Yeah,
I think it
Flip
was-
gave this to us. And yeah, but anyhow, our comrade Harshnag, he is a frost giant himself. But he's waiting outside because he doesn't want to cause trouble. Now, surely here in the north, you've heard of the great Dritz de Orden, the drow, right? He is more than welcome in your town, is he not, Dritz?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
While no other.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He puts up his hands. He's like, you are heroes from Brinchander. He says, I do know of you.
Oh,
I was told that you might show up.
we have.
And now that you have, I'm glad to finally meet you. And I'm surprised that he says, am I to understand that you're traveling with Harshnag,
Yes,
the
yes,
Grim?
you're familiar with him too, huh?
And I am.
Is he welcome in your town?
He is. We might have to sneak him by the locals, by the, citizens, but
Well, you must be a
That's
truly
going to be a
powerful
tall
wizard
order.
if you can sneak a frost giant past anything. You're good.
and
Literally
he says, and you also, do I understand you also travel with Driss Duerden?
No, I was just using him as an example. While you wouldn't necessarily welcome any dark elf into your town, you would welcome that one. And just like you wouldn't welcome any frost giant to this town, you would welcome Harshnag because he is of that caliber.
Okay,
And no, Dritz Orden has not had the pleasure of meeting me yet.
he says, oh, okay, so let me get this straight. You guys have a Sturverblin, a Tiefling, a Faun, a
Safer.
dwarf, a Goblin,
He's our friend.
a Frost Giant, but no Driss Duerden.
No.
Okay.
I was just using him as an example of, so you wouldn't allow any dark elf to go walking around freely, but you would Dritz. And therefore, like, you wouldn't necessarily allow any particular frost giant. Mandrake! Yay! Sorry.
What?
We planted mandrake seeds, and one of them have finally sprouted.
Isn't it poisonous?
We're not planning on eating it.
Why?
Be careful when
what
pulling
is
it out, it
is
screams.
Is it just a plant?
Yes, it totally is a plant that exists.
No, no. I mean, like just like a bedding plant, or what? Like what? Like what does it look like? Like, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, is it just like would you use it for a house plant or a bedding plant, or do you use it for something?
We're going to plant it in a pot and leave it outside, but since we're not exactly Mediterranean climate, we'll have to bring it in during the winter. It can't necessarily handle the winters here. It requires more genteel climate.
Okay, yeah. If it wants a nicer climate than you can provide, then no wonder why I know nothing about it.
Oh, yeah, it's not growing in Canada. I mean, you could let it out for, I don't know, like a week or so in the middle of the summer, I suppose. But the rest of the time, it has to stay indoors.
Yeah, just let it out for 2 weeks in July, and
Yeah.
You're making it sound like you're putting a kinder harness on it and taking it out to the shops.
Yeah. No, we're just, it's just a plant. It just like after Derby Day, unlike this year, after Derby Day, we'll put it outside or on warm days, and then when it's cold, you don't want it to frost, bring it inside. Yeah, it's a plant. I don't understand your other questions besides it's a plant. And yes, it is poisonous. We're not planning on eating it.
does it have a flower?
Not that I'm aware
Is
of.
it flowering, or is it just like a cool
might.
looking plant?
I don't know. it's cool because it's mandrake.
There's a lot of myth behind Mandrake.
That's
Yeah.
why it's got nothing to do with what it looks like or anything. I think it does flower, but it's not like, ooh, we didn't get it because, ooh, look at the pretty flowers. It's not like a fucking rose or anything. We got it because it's mandrake.
I'm
Okay,
pretty
so-
sure
so-
it doesn't scream.
So you got it purely for reputation alone. Okay, so you can see my confusion then, right? Because I'm like, well, why the fuck would anyone ever plant mandrake? And you're like, I got no fucking idea why I'm planting mandrake other than it's cool because it's mandrake.
Exactly. That's
So-
why I'm planting. I
have
do
a-
know it's poisonous. We're not planning on eating it.
I have a nuisance of a neighbor, and I'm going to make muffins of his favorite variety just for him, and with ground mandrake as the base.
In a couple of years, I could send you some. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I just brewed the other night. I was way behind, and I brewed some honey syrup, maple mead.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
cool. Let me
used
know
to-
how
used to-
that turns out.
Yeah, I used the rest of your maple syrup that you sent in my honey mead.
Sweet.
I brewed it last night. It'll be ready around Halloween-ish.
A good time for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Huh.
Yes.
Huh.
And we're growing mandrake. Okay. Sorry about that interruption. So, how are you planning on sneaking the 22-foot tall frost giant past your citizenry?
Gonna be a tall order.
Can you polymorph from there,
I
mighty
could.
wizard?
I totally could. I totally could. I didn't even think about that.
I know. That's what I'm like, yeah, there's no way you guys could. You couldn't shrink them or.
Yeah, well, I don't have. I was thinking enlarge reduce. I don't have that. I do have. I could have polymorphed him into a fucking, a straight human. Not even a human variant, just a standard human.
A
Does
beast.
that include his armor?
Put it up there for
A
now.
beast.
I didn't expect that.
You could turn him into a beast of anything.
Oh, I could have turned him into a horse and rode him.
Into a dog, into a cat, into anything. A bird on your shoulder, a mouse in your pocket. Anything.
How about a
Donald,
flea? I turned him into a flea. I never even think
gecko.
about it. But it would have only lasted for an hour, and then whoops.
turn him into a gecko and have him on your shoulder.
Yeah. Well, I could have turned him into a monkey. Who doesn't want a monkey on their shoulder?
You're also gonna have to put up with his wishes. Like, what does he want to be polymorphed?
And then Corin
Well,
just
that's
shrugs.
unique.
He's like, problem
Well-
solved.
Well, yeah, but it only lasts for an hour, and then what?
He's in the
Well,
city.
Yeah, you could get him
And
here.
he turns back into a frost giant. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, there's a frost giant in the city!"
He says
Store-
you could get him here, and then
Store him in the tower for research.
I want to look
He
around.
says-
Is it big enough for Harshnag?
oh well, even in the library, probably. But
Okay.
he says he picks up like the dog and he says, well, it's like all the guys are in the library and like there are people here and there. Like from what you guys can tell, like this is like the big cheese at this place.
If you will wait
Big
just a
wig.
little bit, sir, I'll be right back with Harshnag.
So he's got like kind of dominion over even in the library, right? He's talking to people like no one's coming around. Like you guys have as much privacy even as and he says he's like He says, I have heard of you because of your deeds of Bryn Shander. He says, we've been hearing news of these attacks of various giants all throughout the north.
And you've also been hearing news of us repelling said attacks from giants.
And he nods. He says, I have. He says, I've gotten word from Golden Fields just recently. He says, the Lord's Alliance, because as you may know, Everland used to be part of the Lord's Alliance. He says, but the Lord's Alliance is working desperately to figure out what's going on.
Well, we have to.
As well are other factions in the north, such as the what is it? The Iron Gauntlet. What the fuck they're called? The thing of the Gauntlet. What? Oh fuck, I forgot now already. The Emerald Enclave. He says the Harpers, and he says even the Black Network.
Yeah, we had some dealings with them too.
He says because it's causing disruption. Plus, who knows what other
They tried
ideas.
to take over Nightstone.
Well, the Black Network is so fractured right now that itself that's an entirely different issue. But he says, and I personally, he says, if I can, the more adventurers also working on this problem is a good thing as well.
Now, if you don't mind, sir, let me slip out here for a minute, and I shall return shortly with a Harshnag, and he can tell you what he knows of this. I'll just step outside and polymorph him into a, I don't know. And as I'm walking out the door, I will use a sending spell to tell Harshnag. Let me count. I have 25 words. Permission granted to come inside under cover.
Okay.
Will meet you at near gate. Love, Bacchus.
Okay.
Love.
It works.
Let's
What a way to end it.
listen. The captain of bridges will actually leave because she has nothing to do with anything. And then let's fast forward. You guys are all at Moongleam Tower.
So I have Harshnag. I brought Harshnag.
Yeah,
so I can
yeah.
that fourth
You
level
guys are
spell.
all there.
Hey.
And you guys are not in the library. You guys are in one of the upper floors.
Oh.
And it is like a this. It might even be it's a round room, a big round room. Yeah, like it's probably in one of the corner towers, just by the roundness of it.
Okay.
That certainly is a big round room.
Yeah, like windowless.
Harshnag, go sit in the corner.
when you do bring Harshnag back, and you know whatever, blah blah.
I want
Um,
to as a
re-
stand.
there's recognition on reputation. When you guys are all in this room, like you can see that.
Oh, could I turn him into Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies?
No,
That's how I bring him through town. Oh, come on.
she's a beast, but not that kind.
Oh, that's right. I can't be a human. It's got to be a beast. I'll turn him into a mouse and put him in my pocket.
Eventually, when you turn him back, he's actually kind of intrigued by that sensation. Can you imagine how tiny that would be to him?
Yeah.
Being like an amoeba.
Yeah.
That's a big difference in scale. There's recognition, maybe not personal, but on reputation. Like this guy's pretty familiar with anything that has to do with like Lord's Alliance, Harper's, Waterdeep, that kind of stuff. He takes you when you're in this room. You can feel that there's like how to describe it. Like when you guys first came to this room and you entered, there was a young mage. Looks like a young mage person in here, which he dismissed when you guys entered. This room has like a tingle of residual magic, and you can see that in the center of the floor there is a teleportation circle.
Oh, where does that?
Hmm?
Where does that teleportation circle go?
He says, Moongleam Tower has a network of teleportation circles throughout the north. The reason for this, he says, is because Moongleam Tower is uh enclave for the Harpers. And he says, and he even like moves back his cloak, and in the folds of his robes he shows you that he has a silver badge, almost like a harp, like a cloak pin type thing, you know, like something you'd use to keep your cloak closed.
A brooch.
Yeah, like a brooch, kind of. Yeah, like a badge brooch. And he's like, he says, since Bryn Shander, the Harpers have been I don't know the words. I don't want to say like spying on you, but like you guys were spotted at Bryn Shander and you guys were a success there, so you know, he's like
Keeping tabs.
yeah, keeping tabs. And as I said before, like, you know, if we get adventures steered in the right direction, we will. And he's like, so yeah, like I'm glad they sent you to me, because if there's stuff I can do for you, I can and will do it.
You wouldn't happen to have a giant two-handed sword of dragon slaying?
Uh, that I do not. However,
You know where one is?
we can get seeing if we can find one.
Uh-huh. Not that I can use a giant two-handed sword, but
I
still.
want to see what he offers you guys as a transportation.
We can have Harshnag tell him about the temple and the oracle.
Oh, he'll give you a map. Not a map. Yeah, well, I guess a map.
Oh, okay, cool. He's got a map of the temple?
No. Yeah, well, I guess he doesn't even need a map. He says, well, Loudwater, Mirabar, Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Yarder are all the places that this circle can send you. He says, if you want to go back up to the spine of the world, he says, Mirabar. He says, we have a secret circle hidden in Mirabar. He says the local government of Mirabar wouldn't be too happy to know that the Harpers have a teleportation circle there, but
Oh, so you have one there? Wow.
in Mirabar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't like the fact that we've compromised their city security. Well, so they would think, or whatever. But so we have one hidden away there that we could send you to. He said, if your intention is to go up to the north again to find this oracle, or to go to this oracle, because like Harshnag knows where the oracle is. He knows where the temple of the Eye of the Allfather is. In fact, if you say a map, he can even draw you like a basic what the temple looks like. He's been there before. It's been a long time.
Okay.
He's like, so I couldn't tell you if there's anything there right now, but he's just like, I have been there. I know the way. He's like, I could. There's no question of getting lost or trying to find it or anything like that. I could take us right there. He says, just it's a long way. So Mirabar is probably the closest. That's like the farthest north. And he says, and uh, please, like your sending spell or whatever, like don't. He says,
I
I
got a
don't.
sending.
He says, I have far too many responsibilities here in Everland to risk myself and to do these type of things.
You know, I thought that when I was in the Feywild and I heard about this, but I had balls and came anyway.
Okay. Alrighty, that sounds
Fucking power word kill.
damn.
You ain't got 100 hit points.
I don't know.
We're trying to head up to the spine of the world, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I
think
thought.
Miramar is like the closest. In fact, I even think that Valley of Kedron or whatever, where the Eye of the Allfather temple is, I think it's even marked on the map, and it's pretty close to Miramar. I think it has to be because that's Miramar is the farthest north out of all those teleportation circle options.
Yeah, I'm just trying to locate it on the one map.
But he says if like you're in any one of those places and you need to like, yeah, like if you find, like if you find what you need at the temple, like, and you need to head back to Miramar and need to use the circle to go somewhere else, you know, like, by all means do it, right? If you got to go back to Waterdeep, for example, right? He's
Pick
like
up our
these.
horses.
He says I can. He says I can assure that you have permission to use these circles for transportation if you need. The need should arise.
Okay. So we can use these teleportation circles whenever we want from this place to this place and this place?
Yeah.
Could we get a
Prob-
map of all those places? Like an X, like
Yeah, you guys would know pretty much, but yeah.
X's marking out where teleportation circles are?
Everland, Loudwater, Miramar, Neverwinter, Waterdeep, and Yarder.
Oh, so we could have just straight from Waterdeep? Oh, we were there.
That's it.
Did
Well,
you
we
know
know now.
we helped work out a truce between a Cloud Giant castle and Waterdeep itself?
Ah,
Overlay has started screen share.
Well, I mean, we were
I know what you're speaking of. I've heard that they're still there.
Yeah, well, like I said, we've helped assist in a truce and to parlay with them to allow a peaceful coexistence at the moment. We were part of that.
Well,
Luskin, Miramar.
well, fucking. I'm so. What do you want me to do? Suck your dick? Like what?
Oh, damn.
He's trying. He's always trying.
Ah, damn. That was unexpected.
You want a cookie? What the fuck?
So, okay, it's not.
No, I'm just letting you know that you're dealing with people of caliber. All right. So yeah, cool. We can.
And Harshnag kind of interjects and he says, they were told that they were to play a part in this by Zephyros. Were you guys not, hey?
Yes, we were.
That it is your destiny.
That we're being sucked in by the fates.
Oh boy.
Follow the path to the dark side.
They've got cookies.
They have respirator masks too.
Oh,
Yeah, ventilators, yeah.
Yeah, they support people with asthma.
Mm-hmm.
let's see here.
Well, no, they actually did a lot for disabled. The Empire.
Yeah, I mean, like
Prosthetics.
Yeah. They're very big on prosthetics. Like Darth Vader, like look, he has a high position. That's pretty equal opportunity. You don't get like a 4-limb amputee being number 2 in the Empire.
The vice president of the Empire.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, like that's. Yeah, like, he
And then look at General Grievous. I mean, all that was left of him,
exactly.
fucking
Yeah.
heart and lungs and some eyeballs.
Basically, yeah, they built him like a mobile ICU,
Yeah,
mobile life support.
yeah,
That was battle ready as well.
yeah.
Perks.
A lot of
Two,
perks.
2 arms are good.
Yeah.
You know?
2 arms good.
Or up there.
4 arms better.
Yeah.
Chat.
So he assures you that you guys can use like the these Harper teleportation circles. He says like ever since Bryn Shander, the Harpers have been like aware of you guys and somewhat keeping tabs, and that like all these other factions, like the whatever, like I think it's like the Iron Gauntlet, the Emerald Enclave, the Harpers, the Lords Alliance, the Zentarum. They're all trying to figure out, like, trying to deal with this epidemic, you could say.
All right.
They don't worry about the individual outbreaks.
Yeah.
We'll end the whole thing. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of all this shit with Harshnag. You just have to watch for the little, individual little raids and check.
So Garl would ask, these teleport thingies that you're talking about, are they right in the cities? And if they are, where in the cities are they? So they're not accidentally triggered. Are they in a hostel or?
Oh no, there's each one is like hidden somewhere, and he says then there's always someone attending them. He says, in fact, he says, I believe in Mirabar, I think it's in a stable.
Okay. Now, is there a way to let whoever's attending them know that we would be coming so they don't jump out and attack us, thinking that we
You can operate
overrun you?
Well,
maybe a letter of introduction or some sort of badge or trinket or something. Like one of those little shiny little harps, silver harps.
okay. He goes over to there's this round room, and there's like the only things like in this room are like along the sides, and there are like wooden shelves, some desks, some places to pull out podiums for like to put books or scrolls and stuff like that. And he digs around, he finds a wooden box with a lid, and a hinged lid, and he opens it up, and he says, these ones should get you recognized. And he
Cool.
pulls out and basically when you look at them, it's like a harp and a crescent moon. It's not quite the Star Trek Next Generation swoop, but and no, they don't. If you are gonna ask, no, they don't seem to have any magical property or anything. They're just In fact, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they're the same as his, but they're like lower quality, but yet like they're still official, right? Like they're
Okay. Garl would eye them, and and in the back of his mind, he's going to be trying to think how difficult it would be to go ahead and make one or two of them himself.
oh, not it wouldn't be hard at all if you had a jeweler's kit or whatever it was. No,
Yeah, and using
Yeah.
his charlatan background
Mhm.
with his forgery, he'd know that. Well, damn, I have to get
No.
some jeweler's tools or something.
In fact, the only thing about these things is that there is like quite a bit of silver in them. Like monetary value, these would each be worth like at least a silver piece. Like,
Okay.
like there is silver. They're not just tin or. You can tell that it is. Yeah. You can tell they are silver. That they contain like quite a bit of silver. So like if you went and looked on the trinket table, if they have like a silver brooch or whatever, that's what it would be GP value.
Okay.
I think it's like worth just a silver piece is what it is, like rather than just a penny or whatever for a copper one or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But like it is like it does contain silver. It's not just crap metals.
So say a silver piece for the metal one and a silver piece for the craftsmanship.
Yeah. Like the actual cost is more than a silver. But I'm saying there's actually like at least a silver's piece of silver in it. But yeah, its value it'd be worth more. And he says these badges are like badges that we give to like brand new petitions and acolytes. You know, he's like they do not mark you as a harper, but that you have like harper affiliation, like shows that you belong. If you're like in like a harper safe house or stronghold or anything, right? It shows that like you're an ally. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't have the words for it.
You're a
I think you're
Harper
using the
associate.
correct words.
But
Is there any other assistance you could give us besides transportation in this quest? Do you have any more of those nice shiny daggers?
Nice shiny daggers? What?
Reference from
Oh.
Lord of the
Oh.
Yeah. To you I give hemp rope, heath line, elvish rope. Oh, you got any nice?
He
nice
says,
shiny daggers.
I only have one more thing I can offer. He says, if this moment that we met were penned in a tome that explained my personality and actions, there's only one other thing that I would do for you.
Dying with
And
anticipation.
from out of his robes, he pulls something out and he opens his hands. And up from his hands pokes like a pong ball sized head with little triangle ears on the sides and big round googly eyes, and it just goes.
Oh my god, it's adorable.
And little flutter flap of wings. It grabs his finger with its little paw and bites the tip.
Garl will gasp and kind of set back with amazement and delight all at the same time. And then as that wanes out from his expression, he'll ask, "Can I get your autograph?"
Yeah, and and he says, like, yeah, we got there's a lot of litters right now, so here, please. And he gives like I think it's called a terrassum. It's a cat with wings.
Oh,
Oh my god, it's adorable.
Okay.
Silence has a new pet.
Yes. It sounds like a balloon.
Yeah, that one did. Yeah.
I was gonna say it sounded like some of my dog toys.
It's a baby.
Cleaning glass.
Ah.
An elephant. Which is also the same as a Formula One car. Okay.
Ah.
My almost 3-year-old loves my sound effects. Daddy, what? Elephant.
Huh?
T-Rex. You should hear him now, because he just how he can roar. Holy cow! I'm like, you're gonna make your voice raw.
Where were
Yeah,
we?
like,
Oh yes, flying cats.
that's literally a little bit of meta, but that's those are like that's the only thing possible to get, and so you can have it.
So no giant slaying.
No,
Crappy doodles.
but you get a Tressum. I'll call it a. They say you get a cat. I'll make it a kitten.
Uh-huh. Well, thank you very much.
It's chewing on its back foot.
Aww.
How much time will this teleportation thing save us?
Lots. Why?
Curious. All right. So, what do you say we take off fresh thing in the morning?
Oh, he says one thing I can help you. He says up there, it'll be wintertime. Like,
Oh. Yeah.
Chilly.
he says, I can, yeah, like provision you guys.
Hey, you got a horse and buggy? We seem to have lost ours.
Well, I don't. Will that teleport circle? I don't know.
Will horses and buggies not fit in your teleportation circle?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Does Garl get his autograph? Is he given his autograph?
If you I don't know.
Hey, that's your call. You're the GM.
Like, is it big enough? It's up to you. How big is it?
Well, I don't know. What's teleportation circle? Like, that's like an actual spell and stuff.
Huh? I'm pretty sure they can.
Let's see here. I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure they can vary in size.
Let's see here.
It's a tabby.
Range.
Shell
You
tabby.
can draw a 10-foot diameter.
But medium length hair. Not a short hair. Medium length hair.
It's a 10-foot diameter circle on the ground inscribed with sigils.
A horse could fit in 10 foot, and then you'd have to do it all separately, though. A horse and a couple people could fit.
Well, even Harstag will say, I don't think where we're going, wagon will.
Oh, fine.
You can buy a wagon after.
We can go back and get our old wagon.
Yeah, you got your wagon at Golden Fields. It's not going anywhere.
All right.
Harshnag is our wagon. Garl will whisper.
That's not a nice thing to say.
He can carry more than the horse and wagon could.
Just load them
Hey.
up with bags of holding.
Just a regular bag.
If a bag of holding full
Weighs what, 500 pounds?
15 pounds full.
But it holds like, what, 500 pounds?
Yeah, no more than 500.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
how much do you
far
think
as
Harshnag can carry?
Well, Harshnag can carry his strength times 15. I think his strength is 23.
Okay, let's go with that.
So 230 plus another 100. What?
9, 15. I got a calculator on my phone. 345 pounds. Now we're multiplying that time.
Okay, so he's that times 2 for large, and then times 2 again.
1,380. At the moment, he can't even carry his own bloody fucking ass.
That doesn't seem right.
I had a feeling his armor would have been left behind.
Yeah, we're just doing hypothetical math. That just doesn't. What is he, huge? Yeah, that doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right. 1,380 pounds. That's it. 2.5 freaking bags of holding worth of shit. Didn't we work out a while ago that his own freaking axe weighed like 3,000 pounds or something like that?
Yeah, like it was like 300 and some pounds.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. Something. I'll have to figure it out later.
Huh.
I thought it made sense to me at some point, but
Let's see here. While we're
Point is, he
going
can
on
hold
with the
one bag of
adventure,
holding.
I'll Google it.
So I can only carry 150 pounds? That's not a lot.
Well, your strength is 10 though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm average.
Yeah.
Well, fair
But
enough.
that's right, and it's 100, and that's like.
That is quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's a military guy, right? You got like.
That's like an 80-pound pack.
Well, that's the standard.
As I say, 60 pound pack, 60 pounds of armor.
Yeah, I wonder how much they're. How much is like a you would know. How much does a freaking M16 weigh? M6, whatever the freaking your guns are these days. How
Well,
much?
they're probably M4s or
Yeah.
M16A. Well, they haven't used M16s A2s in a while, but they're only about 6.5 pounds.
Yeah, they're not.
That's all?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're mostly
Carbon fiber, aren't they?
carbon fiber. The barrels are steel. The
Plus,
magazines
kick
are
like a bitch.
pressed. Say what?
They must kick like a bitch.
Nope.
Only paying that
No,
much.
it's all like gas
it's a-
suppression in the stock.
Yeah, in the
The
bolt when
recoil,
it comes back, it has a bolt in there. It's a gas recoil,
Yeah.
and it's only it's only basically a 223 round, a glorified 22 round.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just got that gas recoil there built into the stock. Like it's got a piston in the stock, So
Yep, you have a spring and like I guess you call it a piston, but it absorbs the heck out of recoil.
Yeah. Yeah, and then an AK-47, right? That's what, like a 7.45.
Yeah, that's a Russian.
Yeah, and there's no like recoil. It's just got like wooden stock. Yeah, it's heavy. It's
heavy.
fucking.
You're talking that runs about 7.5, 8 pounds.
Yeah, and no recoil suppression on it, or like it's all. Yeah, it's all just chug 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 chug. But you can watch some pretty awesome videos on YouTube. And
okay, here it is. How much frost giants are among the largest giants with males standing 15 feet tall and weighing roughly 2,800 pounds, and females slightly smaller. Is what Google. This is Google. There.
Google frost giant.
Yep. Let's see here.
That sounds not accurate to me. I'm sure
Well,
it's taller than that in 5th edition.
It's I don't think it's a D&D edition. It's a legacy is there's something AONPRD.com Monster Codex Frost Giant. So it could be just in general. I'm looking for something a little bit more. Here we go. Forgotten Realms. Forgotten Realms version for 5e is these giants stood 20 feet tall and weighed 2,800 pounds, had white skin, either blue or dirty yellow hair, wore skins, pelts, and such. Their combat. Come on, I'm looking for if it says how much it can carry.
I don't know. I was just doing the math.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to see if they had it quick and easy.
But then again, do you know what? It might be 1,000 or whatever we said it was, because like
100 pounds.
That's maximum.
That's without being encumbered, right?
Yeah, that's maximum encumbrance or whatever, right? If you want to do push pull drag, it's then that number times 3.
4,500.
Yeah. Right? So, it is quite a bit, because but you're right about a wagon, right? Because they actually have okay. you take a wagon.
Because it's pushing and pulling with wheels, which should even
Yeah,
help.
and I believe that like a wagon makes it times 5 or something like that. I can't remember. I had figured it out, and it's like you get like one ox and a wagon. It's like over a ton. I had figured it out, and I know it's over a ton because the strength times 15.
And then they're large, so double that.
Large times 2. An ox is a beast of burden, so it's double the number again.
Oh,
right?
so
It has that whatever it's called.
oh yeah, like same thing that the
Like Goliath have. And
Oh, all right here under D&D Reddit that has Gert, who is a frost giant, can hold about 1,380 pounds. This means that his great axe takes up about 33% of his carry weight. A normal great axe.
Yep, we worked out. 1,300 some odd pounds is what.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's validation to your math.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, it just for some reason seemed low at first, but then I had to think that like, well, that's just the encumbrance. That's like what he's walking around with.
And on d20srd.org, it says a huge giant can hurl rocks of 60 to 80 pounds.
That's a big rock.
Yeah, it is.
That's, yeah. Ouch.
The things we do to find out what our NPCs will do for us.
Mm. How much can Gobbo carry?
He's lucky he carries himself. My
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
subject.
What is a goblin strength? I think it's 10. So he's
Hey,
like probably the same as you.
Hey, can we outfit Gobbo with a suit of studded leather instead of regular scrappy leather?
Yeah, if you want to pay for.
Yeah. And what about Warhol? Can he upgrade any equipment while we're here in this town?
He is wearing studded leather.
Can he wear better? Or would he like
Oh yeah.
better? Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see if Mr. Wizard can supply him a suit of I don't know. Yeah, whatever he can wear.
Mr. Wizard makes me think of the PBS show.
Yeah, you remember him?
Yep.
Yeah. See, that was my Bill Nye back in the day. Was Mr. Wizard.
It would have to be either a chain shirt or a breastplate.
I like breastplates. That's what I wear myself.
Yeah, he could probably fix him up with a breastplate. So I'll have to modify him in my notes, but yeah. Because it'd be like he doesn't want to like disadvantage on his stealth rate.
No, because he is a rogue.
Well,
sort of.
He's an NPC. He's whatchamacallit, bandit captain.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
It's kind of
he's got
like
roguey.
a rogue.
He's got some roguey things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, bandit captain. Yeah, he's got all that shit.
Yeah. So Mr. Wizard, can we get a breastplate for him and a suit of halfling style studded leather for Gobbo here that we can, halfling, we could give him a belt, cinch it up,
That might be worse because goblins actually have a pretty decent armor class.
Well, they have decks, and that's the one in the book is given with the shield. I think they have like 15 armor class.
Yeah.
That's because they have regular leather 11 plus 2 decks 13 and the shield 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is.
Bow,
I just forgot their dex is actually that good.
Yeah, plus 2. So if we give them studded leather, that would be 12.
Yeah. A 16 armor class with a shield.
Yeah, with a shield. Which is what they picture out of the book, but if they're using a bow, they're not using a shield. So that's
I know.
Yeah.
I know, and I don't know how many times I've played where like you're fighting, they're shooting with arrows, and then their armor class is still 15. And I never say anything. I always change it.
I try to, but I forget. It's just you look down at the thing like, okay, their armor class is 15. You don't even break it down or think about it. I try to, but I forget a lot.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to keep track of everything in your head, but I do really try to be like, okay, they're using a bow, they're not using a shield, which I'll do a lot of times. I'll be like, holy shit, well they're never gonna hit that hobgoblin with an armor class of 18. So maybe I'll let him use his bow for a while to.
Well, I kind of look at it
Yeah.
this way. Most of the time, an archer, unless they're on an open field, will take 50, at least 50% cover, which offsets the loss of the shield to give them
True.
the
True.
two. So that most of the time, that's what I figure or try to play it.
That's
And
true. Especially when, like you said, when there's a little bit more space, more distance, more obstacles, the more you can. Yeah, that's very true. So he can equip you guys like that. He can equip your NPCs with some
Standard.
better defense. He can equip you guys with cold weather clothing.
Excellent. And some
Mm-hmm.
Replenish your food and water. Any spell components, like non-monetary spell components, maybe monetary ones. If there's anything you guys needed, gems, maybe you can buy some gems or anything like that you might need.
Okay.
But yeah, unfortunately, like I went through it, and this is one of the guys that he'll support you guys like that, but he doesn't give you guys any magic items or anything. There are other NPCs who will, but not this guy.
Not this guy.
Well, that's fine.
Who does?
The
Who's
list of NPCs that give you magic items, they just
the
trick or treat.
great sword, the giant slaying great sword? Who's got that?
What was that? One of the Acquisitions Incorporated. One of the guys got a, like, they all got a individual power. The one dude got the power to break the fourth wall. Like, he got the power to metagame.
Yeah.
The power to metagame.
Yeah. Like, that was his character power. Was he could break the fourth wall. So if you had that, you could actually go, okay, give me a list of all the NPCs that will give us free magic items, and then just go trick or treat. Just travel around collecting all the magic items.
Oh shoot!
I thought that was kind of a funny character power that he got. So think of anything you guys might need. Some mandolin strings or lute strings, couple plectrums.
All Gar will say that he needs is some additional short bow arrows, and if he could get a good used suit of studded leather, he'd be.
Oh, you haven't upgraded armor yet?
Nope.
Oh, that was one of the first things I did. Was I got a breastplate.
No, he's been staying at regular leather, so.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want to mess with his stealth situations, his deck situations, but studded won't. And
well, breastplate won't mess with stealth either.
Yeah, but right at the moment, the studded leather would be fine.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but the way I see it, if I'm gonna give like fucking breastplate to an NPC,
yeah,
like, you could easily have breastplate.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think Garl doesn't he's happy with the studded leather is the thing.
Okay. If you want studded leather armor, you
Yep.
can. Yeah. In fact, it looks like that they like came off the same rack as Gobbo's.
Okay.
Like same color, same design, same
All right.
same size.
Does it have a Harper's emblem on it?
No.
Good.
No. It's just it's like standard player's handbook armor,
Okay.
but they're identical. Like I said, they came off the rack, right? Like together. Like
That
it looks like it's probably part of like what would you call it? Like out of like right out of the standard supplies, right? Right out of the supply warehouse, right? They
Okay.
popped open a crate and pulled out 2 fucking standard suits of studded leather armor. Check. There you go. One for you,
And-
one for you. In fact, you can still see where they're like still got the weird bends where they were like folded up and
Yeah.
stored away, right? They haven't broken in or worn in yet. They got the weird creases and weird folds and weird bends. And Gobbo keeps tugging at the neck. It's rubbing into his neck.
Garo will say to Gobbo, "Now you're as well armored as what your king is," and
Yeah.
he'll fluff his new armor up a little bit with his
Oh.
hands.
And he had like his crappy wooden shield. They've actually given him like a small metal shield, like a nice shield, like again standard player's handbook. Nothing. I don't mean fancy, just
Yeah, to him it would be.
and the armor. And he's like a poor kid with his first new pair of shoes. He's got like the gleam in his eye. Looks like he could cry at any moment. He's so pleased to have such nice things from his new friends.
Aww.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I know. You
I
guys
just get
can-
casting supplies. I mean, some of the spells I use need some supplies.
Yeah, so some get your component punch refreshened.
Yep.
Okay, and you guys can like, he says, like it'll be, you know, to gather all that stuff and everything. Like you'll take a little bit of time if you guys want to like stay as guests for the night and leave in the morning. You may.
Oh, so that'd be good.
Yep. It's fine with Garo. Um, what's our rooms or our areas that we'll be staying at like? Are they private or are they common?
Both. It's like a suite.
Okay.
So, although each of you, there's like private sleeping chambers, there's like kind of a communal area that is like, but private. It's like off, like it's not a place where just regular public or traffic is coming through. There is like a lounging, bathing area, eating area, all that stuff, and then there are private sleeping area chambers. It like basically, how do I put it? Like if they had like a group of ambassadors come from somewhere else, it's like where they would put them up, right? Or colleagues from a different city would come, they would put them up in here type thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Excuse me, I'll go for bio.
All right.
So, well, I mean, the wizard wasn't sort of helpful. You know.
He
Well,
was very much helpful, and it gives us a quick way to get back to Waterdeep.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to Waterdeep right now. We're going to
No, I was thinking, is that the closest to?
Mirror Bar is.
No, I was thinking Golden Fields. We
Oh.
still left our cart there.
Yeah, but we couldn't take it through the. We couldn't take it through the teleportation circle.
I know we couldn't, but we still left it in Golden Fields.
Yeah, but you know, it can stay there. Otherwise, we'd have to teleport back to Golden Fields and then.
I know. Just for the moment, let's not forget
way.
it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, I say we just go ahead and teleport up to Mirror Bar and strike out from there to the temple.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just a lot of back travel for a horse and cart that even and the Harshnag said we can't take into the area. So, I don't know. I just missed my cart because I had so much shit on my cart. Let's see, what all did I have in my cart? At the very beginning, he was like, you can have anything in the player's handbook under 10 gold pieces from this store that the owner had been killed.
And
I was
that
like,
was the fatal mistake.
I was like, oh, really? Oh, really? So I had a bullseye lantern, a miner's pick, a 10-foot chain, a grappling hook, a shovel, 10 flasks of oil, a bag of caltrops, a portable ram, a tent.
You robbed that dead man blind.
Yeah, I think everything
Oh,
else.
you were.
Yeah, I can carry everything else on me. I have a breastplate, a shield, a short sword, a short bow, 20 bolts, an explorer's pack, a holy symbol, a staff, a hunting trap, a trophy. I just throw that away. I didn't even care about that stuff. A set of travel, a belt patch, a bedroll, a backpack, and the kit, which is 10 torches, a tinder, wineskin, 50-foot rope. I have 2 of those. Let's just say one of those was in the wagon. The other ones I carry with me. Let's switch that to only one 50-foot rope. Mess kit. However many rations the guy gives me now. A hammer and 10 pitons. And then I also carry the 4 100 gold piece diamonds, a pearl of power, an alchemy jug, and some golden goat yeast. I want to add a wolf tooth necklace. Oh, Bob, how much money did we get last week?
Oh,
I've already forgotten again.
let me find my notes.
could have sworn I added it, but apparently I've only got 23 gold pieces written down here.
I know we got more than that.
I like crossbows not written on here either.
Burn screen. That one has a ton of writing, so I gotta put my eyes on.
Right, sorry. I had to help for a second. So they can like give you accommodations for the night where you guys can like clean up, eat up, rest up, gear up. Um, as I said, it's got like sleeping rooms adjacent to like kind of a common suite area. Well, the suite area has vaulted ceilings, which is where Harshnag is just going to camp out on the floor. They will use spells to like to help accommodate him, whether it be like reduce, enlarge, or those kind of things, as Arnold would say, those kinds of things, and other kinds of things.
I was watching Demolition Man last night,
Mm-hmm.
and in it, Sandra Bullock was like the Schwarzenegger library, and oh my God, Rambo, Sylvester Stallone turned on Schwarzenegger library. He's like, yes, due to his popularity, the 60th Amendment was passed allowing him to be president. This was 93 that movie came out. That was well before the political thing into being governor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to point that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how well, I mean, Simpsons, right? Simpsons did it like
Donald Trump.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Like literally everything. Like even like the pandemic, right? Like there's references and stuff. But hell, even me. In fact, my father-in-law just pointed it out because we were talking. Because he's a cool dude. So I said, like, I've always said before, I'm like, if I ever wrote a science fiction book or a short story, part of it would be that everyone wore masks to protect yourself from the sun, from pollution, and from epidemics and plagues. That everyone wears masks. So you would no more go out of the house without your mask on than you would like without pants on, right? Like it just so people don't get known by their face. You're known by your mask. It almost becomes like a copyright, a trademark, right? It's almost like how in Japan, like because their writing is so complicated that they don't sign their name when they're basically become a person. they're gifted a stamp. Traditionally, it's supposed to be made out of ivory, and it has your name carved in it.
Oh, cool.
And that's how you sign your name. Your entire life. That's your legal signature, right?
They're chopped.
Oh, you say so. I've never been.
And
It's called the chop,
yeah,
and hence the how we come about with the term chop off on this.
I've never heard that term.
No, heard it a lot. Kind of chop off on this. Let's get this amendment up on the road, or get this contract out and such. But yeah, Korea and a lot of the Asian countries have that cultural thing with the chop.
Okay.
and it's a big problem with the ivory trade because they're traditionally ivory.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, ivory is a really good material for that purpose, for carving and for like inking and for everything, right? Like they're and of course prestige, right? Because you want an ivory
Yep.
one, you don't want just a piece of shit plastic one or a crappy wooden one. It's got to be made out of ivory. And the thing is, it's legal. Right, so it's cultural, it's artistic, it's legal, and that's how I thought like masks would be. And people were like, I remember back in high school, people were like, you're crazy and stuff like this, and just talking about it in fall with my father-in-law. And then recently he's like, yeah, he said it's crazy. He said like, yeah, and he said people are wearing masks now. Well, when my friends posted, they're like, I'm in a bank wearing a mask asking for money. Society has changed.
Yeah.
Like,
I ordered some bandanas. They haven't come in yet, but whenever they do,
oh really? Bandanas?
I want to put a bandana around my and then like go out and rob a stagecoach or something.
Yeah.
Think about walking to a bank or something with a bandana wrapped around your face. Hey.
Well, and do you know what is so funny? It's like we have like quite a bad gang problem here, and that's so they're always wearing like the stagecoach hijacking kerchiefs over their face, always
Okay.
to begin with.
Oh man. Yeah,
So
I want to go out and rob a stagecoach or something.
the gangbangers are actually like practicing safe, social skills by covering their.
When this started, I was like, I'll be spending a lot of time at home, so I got a copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, one of my favorite video games of all time.
Yeah.
And I was watching one of their stills as, dudes doing drive-by wearing bandanas wrapped around their face. I was like, well, at least they're being safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
While bullets are flying at them and other vehicles are trying to ram them, and
Yeah, right.
yeah, at least they're being safe.
At least they're being safe. At least they're keeping not only
they're wearing gloves and got their face covered.
Yeah.
I think my statement to go along with what you're portraying is at least they're being socially conscious.
Hey, did you guys see my post about the mascot of 2020?
No,
Raccoon?
Yeah, raccoon wears a mask, always washes his hands, and if you rearrange the letters, you can spell Corona.
That's weird.
Eh?
But it's spot on with their raccoon's habits.
Yeah.
And aspects.
Well, I love that. To me, that's just a great play on words. Like, wears mask, washes hands. That's as great as panda bears. Eats, shoots, and leaves.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah.
Orders a T-bone steak, and then before they can bring him the bill, he just runs out the door. Eats, shoots, and leaves.
Okay.
Well, that's what the hell. What the hell just went on? He's a panda bear. What the hell does that mean? Well, eats, shoots, and leaves.
Yeah.
Okay, that's bad. That's I'm go on record to say that's fucking bad, bro.
Well, I didn't tell the joke in its entirety. I could have made it really. You would have laughed if I would have told
okay.
it. I did. If I didn't just go right to the punchline. See, I went to the punchline, then I just had to explain it rather than just telling the joke, right? Which isn't a fair.
Yeah. Okay, it would have probably been better.
Come on, eats, shoots, and leaves. That's great, man. See, you're laughing now.
I'm laughing because it's horrible. I'm laughing at the horribleness.
Isn't that what a joke is, though?
What, intentionally horrible?
Laughing at just the horribleness? Laughing at the incorrectness of the whole absurdity of the situation?
Comedy equals tragedy plus time.
Absurdity. That's it
Yeah.
to me. Just absurdity.
Satire.
Just what is absurd?
Everything.
No, yeah. So like I said, Harshnag will have to camp on the floor in like the suite area, but you guys can all get well rested up.
Okay.
So you guys will be all at a full rest, full belly, full provisions, full ammunition.
Cool,
Some of
because
you with new armor.
spells.
Pardon me?
I used 2 spells today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My 4th level spell.
I don't know about you, but this seems like a good place to stop. I mean, literally stepping through a magic circle.
No, I know. I was just gonna say that, like, I'm just gonna get it so that, like, you guys will all regather into that round room where he will suggest that you guys polymorph or Harshnag.
Fine.
Or never mind. He will polymorph Harshnag.
Oh, okay.
He will do it for you. You don't have to. And then, yeah, he'll polymorph Harshnag, and he will send you guys through the circle.
Alrighty, tidy.
And he will cast a spell, and you guys feel that slip in reality, that drop in your belly, that sense of vertigo. You feel like you're falling, but you're firmly planted on the ground. Your feet are firmly planted on the ground in a new location. And you can smell hay, horses, and manure.
Alrighty.
Not necessarily bad thing.
Nope. Just barn.
Okay.
And we'll leave it there till next week.
Alrighty. Thank you for running.
Oh, yeah. Pardon me?
Yay. We're at